I'm William Kumwembe, and I welcome you to yet another edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television. This is a magazine program in which we look at some of the major business stories happening in Malawi and, of course, beyond. And coming up in the program today, NBS Bank bounces back to profitability. Embracing digital marketing could propel business growth. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned if you could.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
In our first story in the program today, Malawi Stock Exchange-listed commercial bank NBS Bank has said it is back in business and that the future looks very bright. Briefing market analysts on the bank's 2018 financial performance in Blantyre, NBS Bank Chief Executive Officer Kwanele Ngwenya said the bank roared back to profitability, posting an after-tax profit of 1.699 billion kwacha from a loss of 1.092 billion kwacha in 2017. We have the detail in this report.
Addressing market analysts and business reporters in Blantyre on Thursday, NBS Bank Chief Executive Officer Kwanele Ngwenya attributed the bank's solid performance to a turnaround strategy implemented in 2017.
If you look at the growth on deposit of more than almost 30% and the revenue growth of 43% and a profit of 256%, and there is no any other explanation other than to say that we are back in business. And from a business development point of view, we continuously growing in that area. We've seen quite a number of big businesses opening accounts with us. So we are back in business indeed. I would say that it's a combination of a lot of things. Customer believing in us as a bank. This is a bank that is more than 50 years old. We did believe that the customers give us an opportunity to come back and be part of the conversation in the financial sector. So our people as well have invested a lot of time in building this business, and we can only thank them for the hard work they have done. So it's a combination of people, it's a combination of customers believing in us, it's a combination of our efficiencies around our balance sheet management, and the list goes on. Well, as you've seen in our presentation, that all along we're stabilizing the business, consolidation. We haven't gone aggressive in the market in terms of transforming, launching new products, and moving forward. I think, as I say, that if you look at our business development area, our customers are beginning to open more accounts with us. We only believe that the rate that customers are opening accounts with us and the rate of growth in terms of our balance sheet and deposit is an indication that this business is going to be sustainable going forward.
He said the bank will take advantage of falling interest rates to bolster its lending portfolio.
If you look at our structure for balance sheet, as I say that our loan deposit is low, we can only grow from where we are. So we've got a great opportunity. So there is less of repricing in our loan book. We are more of taking up new loan book and growing from there. So the market environment are okay for us. We strive in such a challenging environment, but I think the economy is growing. There is a great opportunity for the economy to grow. I mean, if you look at what the IMF is projecting, the 4.6% GDP growth, and the reduction in interest rate, it can only stimulate credit growth. We are in a market ever-changing. We take everything that comes with the market, and we manage ourselves through those challenges. We have noted those threats of interest cap, but obviously we'll deal with them as they come. But as we anticipate some of these difficult situations, we always try and manage ourselves or manage our business ahead of the curve, making sure that we deal with the future before it happens. So we begin to do scenario planning to see if this happened, what it would mean, and begin to adjust our position way before things happen.
Ngwenya added that the future of the bank looks very bright.
I think the future is great. If you look at our structure of our balance sheet, you would see that the loan book is very low. And if you look at the loan to deposit ratio, it's very low, less than 23%, which means we have room to grow our loan book to be in line with the market, which is about 43%. If you look at where more of our asset classes are sitting at, we're more in the investment side and less on the credit side. So if you look at our capital ratios, which are way beyond the capital requirements, it's an indication that we are set for big growth because the headroom is quite big enough for us to grow from there.
Reporting from Blantyre, this is Taonga Sabola.
The Malawi Investment and Trade Center on Wednesday engaged over 100 oilseed farmers from across the country to equip them with knowledge on how to harvest and handle the crop before marketing. Chimwemwe Mangazi has the whole story.
Dubbed the Oilseed Business Clinic, the meeting also tried to link producers, wholesalers, aggregators, processors, exporters, and professional service providers to enhance exports of such crops. MITC Chief Executive Officer Clement Kumbemba said it is important to intensify production of such crops in the face of declining trends in tobacco marketing on the global scene to offer alternatives to the farmers.
We've gathered all the players in the oilseed sector here at Kabir Hotel. We want to equip them with knowledge, starting from production, where oilseeds are grown, produced. We want our farmers to be as efficient as possible in their production methodologies of oilseeds so that the productivity can improve in Malawi and that we can see production figures of these oilseeds are increasing. But not only that, we've brought in processors. These are off-takers so that they can also interact with the producers of oilseeds in Malawi, and they can also guide them on ways to grade their oilseeds, since most of these oilseeds have now been produced already. And we've also, through this workshop, we are hoping that these aggregators can sign some contracts with farmers, produce associations, so that the marketing issues do not haunt us when the marketing season starts. But we're also giving them export markets for oilseeds in the region and beyond. So we really have gathered all these people as a sign that oilseed is a key sector for Malawi's economic growth, as we look for alternatives to tobacco, that we also have to make sure that some sectors like oilseeds are strong in the economy. So oilseeds basically are these species that when they're pressed, they produce oil. You're looking at cotton seeds, you're looking at groundnuts, you're looking at soya, you're looking at sunflower seeds. These are in the category of oil seeds. And, as I said, you probably have noted that when these were identified as a priority sector in Malawi, the production has been increasing steadily. And I think there's been a remarkable progress. As you notice that some 4 or 5 years ago, on our shelves, in all our shops, we used to import a lot of cooking oils outside Malawi. But now, because of the increased focus and support to the oilseed sector, we seem to be now producing most of these locally. In terms of the percentage of oilseeds to the GDP, as a subsector of agriculture, I'll have to go back, I think, give you the percentage, because we group these oilseeds mostly within the agriculture sector. As you know, that agriculture remains the bedrock of our economy, accounting for more than 31% of our GDP in Malawi. So it remains a very priority sector for Malawi.
Edoa-based farmer who attended the meeting, Benam Kanyenje, acknowledged that the meeting is imparting them with technical knowledge on production of the crops which they did not possess.
We had been facing the issues of lacking of technological know-how. For us to be identified by MITC, we are really happy that coming to this workshop is an eye-opener, of which we are going to learn a lot of things, so that when we are producing less tonnage per hectare, With this knowledge, we are going to maximize that is higher tonnage per hectare.
The Oilseed Business Clinic is an initiative under the Enhanced Integrated Framework Project called the Support to Agro-Processing Special Economic Zone Roadmap and Promotion of Value-Added Export Project. From Lilongwe, I am Chimwe Mangazi.
The Chartered Institute of Marketing Malawi has said embracing digital marketing could help propel the growth of businesses. This was said in Cholo on Thursday at the start of a two-day training for marketers. Matilda Chimwaza was there and now has the detail.
CIM General Secretary Isabel Kachinjika says the training would ensure that marketers are equipped with the recent trends taking place in the profession.
At the moment, one of the key things when we look at marketing is the introduction of digital marketing. So we've seen that a lot of businesses have started doing things in the space of digital marketing, but we felt as the Chartered Institute of Marketing Malawi, it's our responsibility to equip marketers so that they're able to use this space more effectively, to be able to increase their visibility and have a better return on the investment in terms of digital marketing. So we decided to come up with this training to give our professionals an opportunity to actually benefit from this experience. For us, it's about having an empowered profession. Any organization, for it to function properly, needs a strong marketing team, whether you're looking at it from a research point of view or from public relations or from product development or indeed communication. So the idea is that marketers should be able to make an impact in their workspace. They should be able to contribute when it comes to a boardroom discussion. They should be able to show the impact that the work that they're doing has on the organization. So through digital marketing, there is a lot that a marketer can actually gain and later be able to show as their contribution to an organization, whether it's from the cost saving or from the growth in terms of customer numbers or in terms of sales. So using digital marketing, there's a lot that a marketer can actually come back to the boardroom and actually show their worth as a marketer. The direction that business is taking at the moment, we can see that we're actually operating in a global market where I can sell my products to somebody in another continent. I can create awareness of something that I'm doing throughout the world. So it is very important that any business, whether you are selling a product or a service or just creating awareness in terms of social marketing, it's very important that you maintain a consistent digital platform. So as CIM, we feel that even though you may be using the existing principles of marketing where you are getting insights from customers and developing different products, I think you cannot avoid using digital marketing because that is the direction in which this world is going. For you to compete on a national or even international platform, it's very important that you have a proper strategy in terms of how you're managing your digital space.
Maybe where are we in terms of adoption? One of the participants, Eric Mataka, a marketing specialist for Old Mutual Malawi, says it is important for organizations to adopt digital marketing strategies for survival.
I think each and every business, they will need to adopt digital marketing in their operations. As I said, the whole world is changing right now. Everything has been digitalized and we don't want to be left behind. So if we are to compete with other companies, both locally but also internationally, we need to learn how other people are doing it, but also apply it here so that we can develop our country.
The training, which started on Thursday, is expected to be concluded on Friday. 4 Times, I'm Matilda Chimwaza.
Remember, this is Business Time right here on Times Television, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country and beyond. We'll be right back.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
One of the country's high street banks, National Bank of Malawi, on Wednesday donated theatre items worth 13 million kwacha to labor ward at Bwaila Hospital in Lilongwe. Chimwemwe Mangazi reports.
Making the donation, the bank's Chief Executive Officer Makfase Kawawa said as a bank they are mindful of the health and well-being of their customers who at one point may be in need of health services, hence the donation. He said they want the bank to be remembered not for investing millions in the hospital, but help save and protect lives of Malawians who receive health services at the facility.
We had to look at what they are looking for. As National Bank, promoting a healthy nation is one of key pillars of our corporate social investments policy. So when we were called upon to provide equipment, we thought that was consistent with our policy. So we looked at the exact needs, and given that they save so many people at the hospital and yet they have limited equipment, we thought there was a need that was well merited, and we had the capacity, and our board therefore approved that we help the hospital.
Lilongwe District Health Officer Alinafe Mbewe thanked the bank, stressing that the hospital was in dire need of the donated equipment as the old equipment they were using was malfunctioning.
The donation that we've received today from National Bank is very important for Lilongwe DHO. It's something that we have been asking for from a lot of partners in Lilongwe and all over Malawi, because we've been struggling with these issues for a long time. So the donation from National Bank is very timely, and it's exactly what we needed at this point. It's a theater light, it's a theater machine and theater bed. These things might seem simple, but they're very expensive. It's because they're very specific, because they do specific jobs. So we had been having issues with our theater bed, our theater light. It's not a normal bulb that you and I know. So National Bank came to our assistance when we approached them, and that's why we're very grateful today.
She further indicated that the district requires more financial support, as there are infrastructures that were built to house hospitals but are not being used for lack of machines and other medical equipment. From Lilongwe, I am Chimwemwe Mangazi.
Proceeding with the program, let us now have a look at how the Malawi kwacha is faring against major trading currencies on the foreign exchange market.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. enter your password, and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Most of us don't give much thought to getting dressed every day, but for the elderly and disabled, seemingly simple tasks like buttoning a shirt can prove complicated. Fashion design students recently looked at how low-tech ways to make clothes smarter. We have the detail in this VOA report.
I don't think people realize how difficult a snap can be to fasten. Watch a child try to do it. It is the most frustrating thing.
When the majority of clothing is made for everyone else, getting dressed is much harder for people like Kieran Kern, who has cerebral palsy. An exhibit at the New School in New York offered some potential solutions. Working with elderly patients at a local rehabilitation center and the nonprofit Open Style Lab, design students came up with pants like these for those with arthritis or lower limb paralysis.
So if you're sitting down, these two conductive patches will stick together, which means your sensor and your circuit is able to close and you're sending a signal.
Sensors embedded in the fabric can then transmit data about a patient's mobility, allowing them to keep a record of their progress. Grad student Balaram Galan showed off magnetic closures made especially for a client, Robert, an elderly man with limited dexterity.
The magnets were embedded in a 3D printed encasing so that they don't stick to his wheelchair, but they stick to each other.
Other concepts provide a means of communication.
Using conductive yarn as a stripe on a cuff, and the idea was that when you touch your two cuffs together, you would get some kind of feedback, different sort of colors or different intensities of light, so that it can kind of help him to express his emotions better.
It all points to a future that's tailor-made for the wearer.
Let's say there's a 3D printer in a shop. Maybe they could measure the strength in your hand and create that snap they have the blueprint for, and you have a garment that you didn't have to adapt yourself.
A fashion statement that's stylish and empowering. Tina Trin, VOA News, New York.
In other business news, Boeing has issued changes to controversial control systems linked to two fatal accidents of 737 MAX planes in the past 5 months. But it is still not certain when the planes, which were grounded worldwide this month, will be allowed to fly. Investigators have not yet determined the cause for the accidents. As part of the upgrade, Boeing will install an extra warming system on all 737 MAX aircraft, which was previously an optional safety measure. Well, on that note, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country and beyond. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. Always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.